Hello everybody, my name's Lara Darcy and I'm the School Marketing Manager for Business and Management. So today on the panel I have Ella and Pearl, and they'll both be speaking to you about their experience at the School of Business and Management at Queen Mary University of London. So we'll start off with some introductions. So Ella, would you like to go first and introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone, I'm Ella. I'm doing business and management, going into my third year. I'm Finnish, so I come from Helsinki, which is the capital of Finland. I did the IB there, which I feel like really helped me to transition into university. But before I came to London and before I came to Queen Mary, I had actually 2 gap years. So the first gap year I spent in Boston. I worked as an au pair. And then the second year I was traveling and working in Australia. So I really love traveling and like meeting different people from new places and various backgrounds. And I could never see myself like settling down in Finland. So that really led me to apply to universities in the UK. And when I was getting like letters back from the universities in the UK, Queen Mary really stood out to me because they got back to me with this personalized letter highlighting my strengths and why they would really want to accept me. So I think that kind of already showed me at that point that the university really cares about the students as individuals, and that was really important for me. And then obviously in addition, it's a great university, it's in London, so I was really happy with the decision I made. And right now, as I finished my second year, I really like the fact that we got to choose the second and third year modules ourselves. So it made the like studying super interesting. And also, so yeah, I was able to choose like law modules and finance modules, everything I really was interested in. And then now I'm really excited going into my third year of university. Obviously, it was a little bit a different situation right now because of the virus situation, but everything went really smoothly. I finished my second year online. And now, yeah, I'm really excited to go into my final year, although it's a little bit sad. But hopefully, I will get to meet most of you there. And if you ever have any questions or if you see me around campus, feel free to ask me. And I'm really happy to answer your questions right now or anytime. So, yeah, gonna make the most of it and looking forward to this session as well.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ella. Pearl.
Hi, I'm Pearl. I completed my Bachelor in Business Management in 2019, so my graduation was in July. I came out with a first, which was really nice. In my second year, I did a semester abroad at the University of Melbourne. So if you have any questions regarding study abroad and that sort of thing, I'm happy to answer any questions there. And it was a really good experience. It was quite challenging, kind of adapting to a new style of teaching, but I really do think it made me a better student coming back to Queen Mary and having all these different styles of teaching that I could kind of pick and choose and learn from. And so then I came back in my second year. I finished my second year at Queen Mary, and then I went into my third year and I actually chose to do a dissertation, which, as far as I'm aware, is still not compulsory at the School of Business and Management. So if you want to do one, you can do. And it's really challenging doing a dissertation. It's a big research project, but I definitely think if there is a part of you throughout your degree that likes research, that likes writing, I would recommend it, because even now in my professional experience, it's a topic that I know so much about that I can have in, whether it be in my interviews, in networking, professional networking. It's always a topic that I can bring up and I know a lot about, so I do recommend it. And also for further studies, I mean, right now you're just doing your bachelor, but if you ever want to go on to a master's or even higher, it's really good to have that foundation, and you can have a lot to talk about in your personal statements and whatnot. And aside from that, even though it wasn't compulsory and we were quite a small group, I think we were 20 or so, because you have a tutor and that tutor doesn't have 20, 30 plus students like some of the other schools, it's really a one-on-one interaction with your tutor, and they really help you and guide you through. I mean, my research question changed, I can't even tell you how many times, but I really do recommend it. And now, so in September 2019, I started working as a journalist, as a financial journalist at a company called Global Investor Group, which is part of Euromoney, big financial publication. And yeah, I'm really liking my job, and that's about it for me.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you both. So we've got a couple of questions here. So maybe we'll start off with Ella. So what is your favourite thing about studying and living in London?
So I think my favorite thing about studying was, as I said, we got to choose our modules for the most part for second and third year if you're a student studying business and management. So I think that's really important. It motivates me that I get to learn about subjects that I'm genuinely interested in. And then another thing that I really like is the flexibility. So you have a lot of free time to do independent studying, and that way you can really like structure your weeks based on your errands and like how you want to study and what really suits you. And then my favorite thing about living in London is that it's such a diverse city, and there's so many areas and different parts of the city that you can explore. So I feel like no day or no weekend is the same for me. Like if I want to go somewhere new, I can do that. I can go to museums, I can go to different parks, and yeah, it's a beautiful city and there's so much to it, and it offers you so many opportunities. So yeah, I really like that.
Oh, thank you, Ella. Just expanding. Oh, sorry, Ella, we can't hear you anymore.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, perfect. Just dropped out for a little bit there. As you were saying, it's quite flexible studying here at the School of Business and Management. Could you describe sort of what your typical week would be, or a day in the life of Ella for students? That would be great.
Yeah, sure. So I've had 8 classes per week. So each semester I've had 4 modules. So 1 lecture and 1 seminar per module. And I would have those lectures and seminars spread around the week. Usually I wake up, I do a little bit of reading before my lecture or seminar. Then I attend those seminars and lectures. I will, if I have spare time in between my classes, I will go to the library or I will go grab a coffee with a friend. And then I finish the rest of my classes for that day. Then I will go to the gym, meet a friend, or go to my society events. And yeah, it's really like if you only have 8 classes per week, you really need to make sure that you're also spending a lot of time studying independently, like I said before. So I'm really utilizing the library or different facilities on campus so that I can really focus on like doing my readings on my own and making sure that I understand all of the concepts and just staying on track with all of my modules. Yeah.
Great. Just you mentioned societies as well. I was wondering, Pearl, did you have any societies you were a part of? And if so, what was your experience, your student experience at Queen Mary?
Yeah, so I was part of the netball society, so I played for one of the teams. And with netball, if that is something you're interested in, even all the other sports, there are so many different teams that you can join. There's competitive teams and just teams that you play for fun. And with clubs and societies, whether it's sports or art or literature or anything it might be, you usually have a lot of social activities. It could be going out for a curry, it could be going out to the cinema, it could be whatever it is that they have planned, but there are a lot of social activities so you can meet people, and it's actually really helped me being part of netball to meet a lot of new people. And yeah, I really recommend it. I really do.
And Ella, what societies are you a part of at the moment?
So in my first year, I joined this business fraternity called Alpha Kappa Psi. And although it is a lot about like professionalism and preparing for your career and networking, we also do lots of socials each week. And it's like a really tight community, and it's also like not all the members are doing business as their degree. So there's still like people doing maths or law or political sciences. So it's really, you get to meet students from different faculties, which I really liked. And another society that I was part of was the Scandinavian Society. And I highly recommend cultural societies because I feel like first, if you come from a different country than the UK, for example, it can be a way for you to, if you're feeling like a little bit homesick or you just miss your country, it's a great way to be among people that come from a similar background or culture. But second of all, I think it's great if you're interested in another culture because you get to explore and really get this like firsthand experience from the people who are coming from that place or from that culture. So yeah, both ways, like I think these cultural societies are really fun because they usually celebrate the local events and celebrations, and it's like a really fun way to learn more about something that you are interested in. So yeah, that was fun.
Great. Oh, I think you're dropping out a little bit there, Ella.
Sorry?
Oh, you're back now. Sorry, you just dropped out slightly. Oh, and again. Sorry, Ella, your microphone's not working.
Really?
Oh, it's in and out.
Could you hear my answer?
We did hear majority of your answer. Yes, yes. Definitely societies are the way to go in SBM and at Queen Mary. I might go on to Pearl. So Pearl, we've got a question here. So how did your course prepare you for your current job?
I think, well, I'm a financial journalist, so I write about finance, obviously, and I did a lot of finance modules throughout my undergraduate degree, especially in my second and third year. That's kind of when you can pick your modules. So even though, I mean, finance is so broad, I mean, any subject you pick, marketing or accounting, whatever it might be, it's so broad and you learn a small part of that. It really did help me kind of first understanding what I'm even writing about. And also I do a lot of interviews, a lot of meetings with people in banks, big senior executives, and just having that initial knowledge really did help me. I think also I'm a journalist, and at SBM, most, if not, I don't know, I'd say 90% of your modules, you have some sort of essay element to it. So that does help you prepare in terms of your writing. And then in terms of just careers in general, you've got the careers department at Queen Mary, but SBM has a specific person who helps you with your careers. And for me, that was someone called Ian. I'm not sure if it's the same, and they can help you with your CV, cover letters. And I went back to him, I don't know how many times, but with CV corrections, improvements. Every time I had an interview, they would help me kind of prep for that as well. So that was really useful. And they would also run workshops. So kind of if you CV building workshops, cover letter building workshops, and those are dedicated to SBM, which was really helpful because I think sometimes getting an appointment with careers at the whole university can take time. So that was really helpful for me. Oh, yeah. I forgot, sorry, one more thing. So the job that I'm actually working at now, I found the job announcement on the careers website. So the QM careers website posts jobs where the companies will take students from Queen Mary. So you know that you're a candidate that they'd be looking for. So that's really helpful. There's just a page full of jobs, and there's loads of search engines, and you can filter out what you want and don't want. And I actually found the job where I'm at through that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yes, we have a lot of support for students, especially with careers. And yes, Ian is still here and still supporting our students. Pearl, did you always want to be a journalist, or how did you discover what you wanted to do?
I think there are so many things that interest me. I mean, I loved finance, and initially I thought I wanted to get into that. And I applied to a few, but I didn't really find jobs that I thought this is really for me. But I knew I kind of wanted to stay in something with finance, and I know that I'm quite good at writing, and I just thought this was a good combination of the two. So, and a good starting point, a good first job, graduate job. So yeah.
Fantastic. Ella, do you know what you want to do after you graduate, or any plans on what you're thinking of doing?
I don't have a set plan yet, but since I've been able to do some business law modules at university, I'm actually kind of thinking about doing a conversion in law. So that might be something that I might consider, or doing a master's in law. So it's definitely an option for me that I'm considering.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. So looking at the questions we have here, so actually, I'll put this to Pearl. What do you know now that you wish you knew before starting university?
Hard question. I think weirdly, my second and my third year were my easier years. In terms of the grades that I got. So my third year, I got the best grades I ever got. My second year, I got the second best, and my first year still got good grades, but not as good as the other years. And I think I didn't make the most of the help that professors can give you. So in my second and third year, if I just had the smallest question, I would go to them in their office hours and just come with all my questions. And if I had essays, I would go to them before submitting my final essay. So really relying on that help that is there. Whereas in first year, not for every module, but I remember sometimes just being a bit lost and a bit confused, and I just didn't reach out as much as I should have. So I do really recommend in your first year, because it is new, the style of teaching, what they expect, all of this, it is different to A levels, and to really, really make use of the professors that are there to help you. And in seminars as well, do come prepared, because I had some seminars where I wasn't as prepared, and it just makes a difference. You can get lost, and then it comes to the end of the 12 weeks of that semester, and you're just quite lost in what's been going on. So it's a common thing that students will tell you to kind of stay on top of it, but it's common for a reason.
Yes, yeah, of course. Just on that, with academic support. So Ella, how have you found the academic support from studying online? Because all the students, as we know in this current time, have gone to studying online. So it'd be interesting for our prospective students to know how this academic support has been working from home.
So obviously, I only had like a few more months, or a few months during this pandemic when I was studying. But even then, I found it really like a smooth transition, because previously, if I had any questions, like Pearl, I would go and visit the professors during their office hours, or I would just email them. And the same kind of, I kept doing the same. So I would email them, or I would email them and ask if we could have an office hour online. So I had quite a few Skype meetings with my professors regarding my assignments, or just regarding the upcoming exam. And yeah, they were just like regular office hours. They were all really helpful. And yeah, in general, I feel like when I was also in my first year, I was always a little bit scared to visit my professors because it can be a little bit intimidating first being in this big lecture hall. And then I think all of very very easily approachable, and they're always trying to put their like best effort to making sure that you're getting all the help that you need. So yeah, I would highly just encourage you, if you have any questions, just reach out to them, email them, and they're happy to give you an office hour online or just give you guidance via email.
That's really good to hear. Thank you, Ella. Just wondering, actually, could you both think about what was your, or who has been your favourite lecturer or favourite module that you have done?
Oh,
Sorry, Ella, your microphone has muted again.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Is it working?
Okay, now you're back. Now you're back. Oh.
So for me, it was probably, I did like all of my lectures, but I think Sylvia Mosini, who taught me in responsible leadership, um, she organized the lectures so that we were all in a classroom setting, and we would have like more personal conversations. Usually the lectures are more like the professor is speaking and then the students are listening. But for her, like for this module, she really engaged with us and we were interacting a lot. So we got to know each other better and also we got to know her. So I think that was a more personal like experience, and I really liked the way that the module was taught. So she really did a good job with that.
Oh, what about you?
I think for me, it would be Professor Shoshanta Malik, who taught international business finance in my second year. And it was our first proper finance module, because in first year there was accounting, but not pure finance. And so it's quite challenging, but he just explained everything so well that for the exam, I was actually really prepared. And it was just, I remember it was a really exciting module. We learned about foreign exchange and bid and ask spreads, like just very, very interesting content. And also he was one of the professors that I went to a lot during his office hours, and he would really take the time to explain every concept to me, which can be quite challenging. But yeah, I just remember that it was a very interactive module, very engaging, and he helped a lot.
Well, that's really good to hear. Sounds like a lot of variety as well within your program, which is great. We've got about 5 minutes to go. So I might pose this question to both of you. So what would be your top 3 tips you could give to students? I know you both definitely mentioned is reaching out to academics and asking them questions, but besides from that, what advice would you give to our prospective students? And within that, maybe you can include, so the one key thing of why you chose the School of Business and Management at SBM. I might start off with Pearl to answer this first, and then we'll move on to Ella.
Okay, so the first point I'd say is in terms of careers. So SBM and QM have a lot of, can offer you a lot of help in terms of your careers, but it's really up to you to go out and get it. It's there, you get emails. I remember there's Helen Green as well. She's in, she helps with careers and internships, and they send you so much help via email, but it's really, they will show it to you and show you the opportunities that you can get, but it's really up to you to go out there and schedule an appointment with careers, schedule help with an internship application. So I would really recommend getting on top of it in first year. I remember they told us that in our first year to kind of really get on it from the get-go, but you should, because the further along you go, the harder it is. I mean, it's doable, but I really do recommend it. Then my second tip, I think, is how I found I learnt best was when you have these big essays, these big research, and when I say big, it could just be a 3,000 word essay, not 10,000 like a dissertation, is that you have suggested readings that you have to do, which obviously do it. But in terms of me, what really helped me kind of elevate the grades that I was getting is to really dive deep into the reading and go beyond what is just given to you. And I found that with a lot of my essays, even if I didn't have a lot of time left to do it, if I read as much as I could on the subject, that I had so many notes, I could write a detailed plan. And that's what I did. I would write a detailed plan that it was basically like the essay was written. I just had to put it into full sentences. And having those extra readings, you know, if they suggest 5, you do 10. They suggest 10, you do 15, 17. So that in your bibliography, they see that you've already put in the work. And I think just having that little effort helps with what you're writing about, but also kind of shows that you're engaged and that you're trying. So I really, really recommend that you go beyond what they say is the minimum, because they really help. And then you mentioned why I picked SBM and QM specifically. I think for me, I wanted to be in London. I wanted to be in a campus university, and I loved the campus. I mean, you see everyone around Library Square that you know, you're constantly interacting with people. So another tip that I would say is kind of just make the most of London, make the most of East London as well. There's so much on offer. And I was in halls in my first year. If you can get to halls, then I would recommend it. But also if you can't, I have so many friends that didn't go to halls, and it really doesn't stop you. But yeah, my tip is just to make the most of it, because sometimes I found that I was making the most of it towards the end of my degree, making the most of East London. And I think, yeah, from first year, if you can do that, that would really enrich your experience.
Wonderful. So go above and beyond and take as many opportunities as you can.
Say yes to everything.
Yes. Yeah. That sounds great. Ella, over to you.
Yes. So I think the first tip is that just stay on top of your readings each week. If you have homework for a seminar, be prepared, but also kind of be wise about it. So maybe just look at the module outline, what is expected of you, what are the final assignments going to be like, and then kind of plan around that, how you want to read and how you want to study during your free time, because there is so much you can read, and you can do notes, you can make notes and everything. And I think during my first year, I was writing down every single detail I would learn. And I think that kind of wasted a lot of my time. So during my second year, I planned more how I want to study and just being more strategic about it. Then the second tip I would give is to attend panel events and discussions, and the SBM really offers so many opportunities to hear from industry specialists, alumni, current students, and that can be a great way to kind of even get an idea what you want to do in the future, or it can be a way for you to network and build those relationships that you really need in the professional life. And why I really wanted to choose SBM, I think because Queen Mary and SBM is a very diverse place. So obviously London is a very international city, but I feel like Queen Mary, it has so many professors, academics, and students coming from all around the world. And that's really important for me because I can gain more perspective and get different points of view on the same topic that we're learning. So I think that's really important for me. And that was my number one reason why I chose Queen Mary in the end.
Wonderful. Thank you both. Well, we've hit time at the moment, so we will wrap up. So thank you everyone for joining us, and thank you so much, Pearl and Ella. So to sum up, Queen Mary provides you with so many opportunities. Say yes to everything. Being a campus in East London is amazing because there's everything here at your doorstep. If you do have any questions specifically for the SBM team, please email sbminquiries@qmul.ac.uk, and we're more than happy to be in touch with you. So once again, thank you so much, Pearl and Ella, and have a lovely day, everybody. See you later.
Bye, everyone.